This is what I'm going to be reading from, personally. I'm going to leave it here at Dar al-Fath for the Shabab to look at. If I come and find it wrinkled or a corner bent, I'm cutting off fingertips. Stream. I got a little gift in the mail. Okay, guess what our gift is? I didn't even open it. I wanted to have a natural reaction. The Quran Beheld, Shaykh Nuh's translation. First of all, it's very heavy, right? It's very heavy. It's not some flimsy book. You know, when Shaykh Nuh is going to produce a work, it's gonna be very well researched, and it's gonna be something that it's almost like a prize you're gonna put on your shelf. And when you read it, you're gonna reread it very carefully because a lot of effort goes into his works. Okay. All right. So here is the book. Wow, look at this. It's like the old-fashioned leather of the old tafsir. Here is the work, very thick. Okay. You can see my fingers going across here. And it simply says the Quran Beheld, and he always uses one of these little type of thingies in the middle. And it is the same text and appearance as all his other books. Okay. Huh? It's a beautiful red binding here. And it's got 2 bookmarks. So you are doing 2 different readings, I guess, because the Quran has multiple readings. First of all, there's the reading of ibadah, where you just read. Then there's the reading of tadabbur, where you're just contemplating. And then there's the reading of tafsir, right, where you're reading actual tafsir. Okay. So the Instagrammers are saying we can't see it. Here it is for the Instagrammers. This is how it looks. It's pretty big, and it's got some text on the back. Let me read to you what it says on the back. This work solves an enigma that has puzzled many readers, first coming to Islam through English translations of the Quran. By the way, I never recommend anyone who's a new Muslim to get a translation of the Quran. It's almost really hard to read. They do get benefit, but at the same time, Sirah is better because Quran is not always easy to follow along, right? So I tell them to read Sirah. Now I don't even give people books. I give them a link. We have a link with all the links, YouTube playlists. And that tends to be even more beneficial these days. Okay. The Arabic original stunned hearers, okay, with its unutterable evocative power, incisive arguments, sharp relief of its contrasts, striking imagery, and precise detail. Most translations stun few. Okay. They seem out of focus, vague. The thread of discourse is often lost, and they are seldom moving or powerful. The present work is called the Quran Beheld because its translator found that the classical Islamic curriculum for learning the Quranic sciences lifts the veil from the divine masterpiece like stepping from a dark and silent house into a lively spring day outside. Could you please plug this bad boy in for me? Everything changes. He says, a preface outlines the Quran's continued relevance for readers today. An introduction describes the time-honored Quranic teaching paradigm, an interpretive method of talaqqi, one-on-one instruction, by which the translator studied the Quran with a traditional scholar in Jordan during the 15 years of the work. And those lessons are actually online. And I listened to some of them. They're really good. He put his own lessons online. The 2 went word by word through the Quran together twice in the light of its great exegetes, okay, or the imams of tafsir, such as Tabari, Zamakhshari, Abu Sa'ud, Ibn Ashur, Al-Razi, Al-Alusi, and others. The introduction explains 7 key areas of meaning, ubiquitous throughout the Quran, not incorporated by any previous translation. Such gaps have prevented serious apprehensions of many of the themes, logic, and arguments that carry the message of the Quran surahs forward. Okay? And this is how it looks. So you could actually do a recitation of the Quran because it's pretty big. You see that? You could actually recite from it. It's not like some of the other tafsir where the Quran is a tiny little bit small in the top corner. So you could actually recite the Quran from this, and it's following. It appears to me that it is following the pagination of the Medina Mus'haf, and Allah knows best, right? In the Medina Mus'haf where it stops at every page. That's to me what it looks like. So it's following, it's ending at every page. And then the index looks exactly like the Reliance of the Traveler index. It's exactly like 29.5.f, like that. That's what it's looking like. And then this is to me the hardest part. It appears to me that the translation is literally line by line, such that if I have a question on line 5, I go down to almost the same area. It's not exactly like that because the English text is smaller, but it's close enough. So it should be, what my point is, that it's very easy to use. The translation seems like it's very easy to use. You don't have to go look. Do you ever read a sharh of hadith? Like some of these publications, Sharh Sahih Muslim, the sharh is down here. You have no clue what he's doing sharh of, right? You know what I mean? Like you read a hadith, where is the sharh? It's like all over the place. Because the publishers had trouble. It's not easy to publish a sharh of something. And the translation is also not that easy. So this is something where you could read it and it's a straight translation. There's no tafsir, but the essays are extremely important. Okay, the essays are very, very useful in tafsir. The essays about tafsir are very, very useful, very important too. Let me check something out really quick. I want to see how he